Welcome to Live Turned On Live. Today we have a really juicy topic. We're talking about the number one most important thing in a relationship. So let me know if you are here live. Let's see. Okay, cool. So this is what we're talking about today. I'm really excited about this topic because it's just been an important thing for me to learn in relationships, to be honest. And here's the thing is that I have been through multiple relationships and I am in a really amazing relationship now. We are married, we've been together for 9 years, and I'm going to tell you, it took me a long time to learn this, but when I did, it made all the difference and it brought me into the relationship that I'm in today. So, the number one most important thing in a relationship is you. You are the most important thing. You knowing who you are is the most important thing in a relationship. There has been so many stories of friends and friends of friends that I have heard time and time again where the two people in a relationship, and then one day they said that this one person just woke up and just had like an aha moment and it was like ended the relationship. And have you ever heard anyone say like, we never saw this coming, we never saw this coming, I don't know how, like, why he did this or why he ended the relationship, and I don't know where it came from. This often comes from people who are not checked in with themselves, do not know who they are, and they finally get some space to hear themselves and they realize, whoa, wait a second, this is not the relationship for me. This is not lining up with what I want, what I need. And so you think it comes out of like left field, but it doesn't. It's been a long time coming, and this is why it's so important to practice self-discovery, practice this what I call the self-seduction practice, is seducing yourself, discovering yourself, being curious about yourself, because you are the most important part of the relationship. To have a healthy relationship, you need to have two whole people. I hate a lot of these like cliche relationship phrases that say, you are my better half, you are my other half. You are not half a person, you know? We have our whole bodies, our whole selves. Or are you saying that you were just not a whole person before you met this other person? And you wonder why we have a lot of codependency going on in our relationships when we say these things, because you're literally saying that I am not complete without someone else. And that can lend to a lot of toxic relationships. But today we're talking about your part in the relationship. When you can come to a relationship as a whole person, very aware of who you are, what you want, and what you need, the relationship has all the potential to be the best that it can be. But without you taking time aside to know who you are, the relationship is going to be so limited and it will fail eventually. It's not sustainable to go into a relationship pretending like you are one person. It's not sustainable to go into a relationship not knowing who you are, because eventually you're going to have this realization and things aren't going to line up. You owe it to yourself and you owe it to your partner and you owe it to the relationship that you two have or can have or will have to know yourself. And so today I wanted to talk about some of my self-discovery practices. Today on my Instagram, I said that I'm basically a self-discovery expert, and I absolutely am. I think it's really important to understand who you are without everyone else's voices around you. Who are you? Like, not who society tells you are, not who your family thinks you are, not who you were even 10 years ago, 5 years ago, a month ago. You are constantly changing. You have full permission to be who you need to be, to be who you want to be. And I think a lot of life is about us shedding these layers of what society has made us think about ourselves, shedding these layers of who our parents told us we are. There's a lot of things that happen in life. There's a lot of experiences we go through, and we kind of just pack on layers. And I want us to get rid of these layers to unveil the true person in us. I'm always trying to discover who I am. So if you're on here live, say hello, send a wave. Let me know what you think about this so far. So I am Erin Cayley. I have Live Turned On movement. I'm leading the Live Turned On movement. We talk about how to have hot relationships with yourselves and your partners. And today we are talking about the importance of having a relationship with yourself, of knowing who you are so that you can have the best and hottest relationships ever, and a live turned on life, regardless if you're with a partner or not. So that's what we're talking about today. I want to share a few ways that I check in with myself so that you can apply this to your life. And this is something that you can do today. It's something that you can put on your schedule for this week. I want you to put time aside for yourself, as important as it is a dentist appointment. I'm just saying dentist appointment because I have one of those coming up. And I want you to treat it as an appointment. It's just as important as brushing your teeth every day, is that you need to put aside time for yourself, alone time, solo time. Okay, now before you jump and say, well, yeah, that's great, I would love to catch up and binge on that Netflix series. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I don't want you having, when I'm talking about taking time alone, I want you to take time that is not intaking more information. So this means not Netflix, not watching YouTube, me even, don't be watching me during your alone time. I want you to put time aside for yourself where you're not taking in information, you're not reading anything, listening to anything. It's just time with you to hear your own voice. If you don't give yourself space to hear your own voice, this is where you can just float through. Like you're in the passenger seat of your life. You're just going along with the motions of things. You're not checked in, you're not plugged in. You're just jumping from lily pad to lily pad. I don't know where that analogy came from, but we're running with it, okay? So this is the whole thing. If you're not taking time to check in with yourself, you end up giving your reins to someone else to take you along for a ride. And that's not living turned on. And that's going to get you in trouble eventually, because eventually you will realize that, whoa, wait a second, this isn't me. This isn't what I want. And then this is where things come out of left field. They're a long time coming. It never comes out of like left field. It's coming right now, and it's just building up in the background while you're just ignoring and just running around with your life because you think that you can just trick everyone. You can't trick yourself and you can't trick your partner. It's just not sustainable. So we take time for ourselves. Ideally, I would love for you to schedule this every week, every day. But I want you to put aside time. And again, I'm not asking for a lot of time. You can start with something reasonable, like 5 minutes of alone time or 10 minutes of alone time. I know a lot of you are have families. A lot of you are parents. A lot of you have busy jobs. We all have things going on. But this is as important as brushing your teeth. I hope you're brushing your teeth twice a day. I want you to be taking time to yourself. Okay. So step two is I want you to dump everything that's going on in your brain. So you can do this in one of two ways. One is journaling. And before you jump to conclusions and say, I'm not a writer, you do not have to be a writer. No one is going to be reading this except you. You can write in bullet points if that's how your brain works. You can write in full sentences. You can start writing a sentence and then just jump to another sentence. No one is going to be critiquing your writing. There's not going to be any grammar police on your ass. There's not going to be any of that. So you can write, and I just want you to give yourself some time, like even if it's like 3 minutes, 5 minutes, however much time you're able to give yourself every day. I want you to just dump everything. Like, I don't care if it's things that you need to do, things that, are just on your mind, things that are just like, oh, I'm wondering about that. I'm curious about that. Oh, I need to take the laundry out today. Oh, I just dump, because we need to dump in order to clear and hear what we have to dig into next. The step 3 is to ask yourself what you want. And I've done this practice with a variety of clients in the past, and it's amazing. The assignment that I give to my clients is within a week's time, I want you to write down 100 things that you want. This is a big undertaking in one setting, which is like why I like to just give it a week deadline, because I want you to push. Like, you need to push yourself and pull things out of yourself, like extract from yourself. But You still need time so you don't feel like so much pressure. This can be everything that you want in a partner. I don't care if it's like things that you want from your current partner, things that you want from a future partner, things that what you could find in an ideal partner. These could be things that you want to explore in yourself, things that you want in your job, things this could be things that you want to buy, things that you want to do, things that you want to try. What do you want? I want you to write in full sentences. I think that it's most powerful when you write like this. Like, I want a new pair of sunglasses. I want more physical touch from my partner. I want to explore rock climbing. I don't care. Like, I want you to give yourself full exploration. It's super interesting when we give ourselves a space, when we dump everything that's just rolling around there in our brains and clouding so we can't hear our own voice. And then we go into the third, which is digging. There's a lot, this space can be used to dig into a lot of different areas. Like, there's so many prompts that just come to my mind and things that I want to talk about, but I want to keep this simple today. I want to keep this punchy because we're just all about living turned on and feeling plugged into ourselves, and this will be amazing. I want you to drop in the chat if you're going to do this today or tomorrow or the next day. I want to know where it is going to be on your calendar. And I would love for you to come back to this video or send me a DM on TikTok or Instagram and talk to me about what came up for you. Did something surprise you? This is such an incredible, powerful practice. This is one that I've done, again, with so many clients, and it helps you get back to you. My job as a coach is not to tell you what to do. My job as a coach is to help you reconnect with yourself and your own power. I want you to know what you want and what you need. Because when you approach your relationship with that kind of self-awareness and that clarity in who you are and who you want to be, that's when your relationship is its hottest. Because your partner sees who you are, not who you're just reflecting. You're not some sort of ghost or reflection of everything else that's happening around you. You know who you are. Obviously, the next step is communicating those wants and needs to your partner. Like, get them on the same page with you. They cannot read your mind, but that is a story for another day. I'm so happy that you joined us. We are going to try to keep these lives like under 15 minutes so that you can hop on. I know some of you are at the beginning of your workday, middle of your workday, end of your workday, but I want to just hop in here and share something that you can do today. And I want it to earn a spot on your calendar today. So just to reiterate, right? So we have one is to create the space. You need to create the space, block it on your calendar, protect that space as if it's a dentist appointment. Number two is to dump. I want to pop in here one more thing before, because we have one more minute, is if writing is just not your thing or you have so much resistance around it, I want you to explore what I love to do, which is walk and talk, which is you go for a walk, because my brain feels most awake when I'm moving. And I found this on a past retreat, is you walk and talk, take out your phone and record yourself speaking. I will drop the link in my description of this video. It's called the Otter app. It live transcribes as you're speaking. The only reason why is because I want you to be able to read through this again, so you don't have to think that you have to remember those things that you're dropping in there. That's when your brain gets real crazy, and is when it gets freaked out that you're not going to remember the things that are coming through. So once you drop it out, you can reread the transcript and see what's there. I think it's very interesting to go back through transcripts. So go for a walk, take out your phone, push record, walk and talk, and you can just do your mind dump that way if you're just not wanting to write at all or take a pen to a piece of paper. So that's number two. And number three is I want you to start writing a desire list. You can write this on a physical piece of paper. You can put it on your memos app on your phone. Whatever feels right, whatever feels super juicy and turned on to you, do it. So I would love to hear what you think about today. Thank you so much for joining us for Live Turned On. Please join us next Tuesday. We are going live here every Tuesday at 11 a.m. EST. I would appreciate you popping in the chat, jumping in the comments, and letting me know how this was for you today. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next week.